New mugs.
Cheers to the new mugs. Hot.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Two Girls One Plot, your favourite bookish podcast. I'm Darcy,
I'm Hannah.
and here we are together again.
Together again.
Later than we thought.
Yes, we had a few setbacks.
Back.
Yes, we did.
But we're here, and that's what matters.
Yes,
we're
we are
still
back.
being consistent. We obviously haven't seen each other for a little while.
Yeah.
Probably like over a month now.
Yeah, I think it was sort
In
of...
this, obviously.
Yes.
Not we've seen each other.
In real world,
In real
we've seen
life.
each other. In podcast world, it's been about 6 weeks, has it, since we last filmed?
Oh my Christ.
I feel like it was around Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, because we had the roses, didn't we? So it was just after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, now we're back and ready to go. We've got a bit more light. We've still got our curtains closed, but it's actually quite light outside right now.
That's daylight savings time.
Yeah.
It's now way lighter.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung, although could
It
be a little
rained
bit warmer.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. Spring sprang and it's gone.
Spring
Yeah.
sprang. It's now blowing a gale. Well, I think we should just get stuck in today.
Yeah,
We've got a lot off of our checklist to
We
discuss.
do. We've got a busy old day today.
Busy old day. So I think first things first, we need to address some things, some changes.
Oh, okay.
First of all, no iPad.
No iPad, no ethereal
underlit.
glow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Here we go. We have some fancy little things to
Yeah.
upgrade
We
our,
can shuffle them.
our
Have you got
podcast.
a few there? Have
Yeah.
you written on all of them?
No.
Just
We've got just a couple of little things to make us look even more professional.
yeah.
Some nice cute little mugs and some
Merch.
cue cards. And thanks to Midgard Crafting, I will tag all her small business down below. But she's done us this wonderful sign.
So cute. Love the
so now
sign.
We've got a little sign.
Yeah, it's nice to have it all in action. It does feel like we're, really
Real.
we've got our shit together now.
Look at us.
We know what we're doing. But no, it does make me feel like
We're professional.
we're professional.
We're professional. And we are nearly at, well, no, maybe we're not.
What were you going to say?
That we're nearly a year, but we're not a year.
No, this must be number 8, I think. I think. Is that right?
Number 8. I feel
Yeah,
like that's right.
I feel like-
we did it in July.
Yeah.
August.
Mm.
Oh, maybe July.
I can't remember when the first one was. It was definitely in the summer months because I remember it was really hot.
Oh, and we're in my conservatory.
Yeah, that was hot. But yeah, so I think we were on maybe episode 8.
Episode 8.
Could be wrong.
And
Shall I say we were on episode 9, just in case. Then you can cut out the one that's not right.
well, and what is good is we've got a few things planned for the future. We've got our next couple pods planned.
Yeah. Yes, we
We're
are.
interviewing an author very soon.
We are indeed. Yeah.
It's very exciting. And she is releasing her debut novel. It's been traditionally published, so she's not an indie author. She is going to be
Traditional publishing,
in like Waterstones
and she
or
works
whatever.
within that industry
She
as
does.
well.
She works within publishing. So we're going to have a little
Exciting.
chit chat with her soon. So we'll announce that
Yeah,
soon
when
on
we
our
get there.
socials.
I think is that next month maybe that we're
Yes,
doing that.
it is. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, we've got loads of things that we want to talk about. Things come up all the time. And we're like, oh, we've got to talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, once a month is, we need to
get.
we feel like we need to talk about it more, but then it's a lot of work, isn't it, for
It's
the
a lot
editing?
of work. We just don't have time.
We just don't have time. We're busy gals.
We're busy
we work
gals.
full time.
But maybe we might be able to try and squeeze some little extra bits in here and there. Right?
Yeah, maybe
So-
we'll see how it goes.
You never know. So, shall we just kick things off then with
Let's
the
go
book
for it.
check-in?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Shall I do? I've got quite a few because it's
You've got
been
a few, yeah.
it's been a little while since we last did this, so I've had a few, and also in that time I've had a week's holiday, which allowed me more opportunities for reading. So I have got through quite a few.
Damn.
Oh, that was
That's a new tongue
difficult.
twister.
So I think when we last spoke, I was in the middle of reading We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark, which is on our little table here.
Yeah.
So I finished that one. I think I might have finished that actually just before I went on holiday. Loved it. There's a big hype about it. Have you seen it on socials?
Yes.
Yeah. Big hype about it, and most people are saying it's sort of like it's appropriate hype. Yeah, worth the hype. And I would totally agree. I think it's such a good book. It's like a really good fast pace. It's set in the Roman Empire sort of vibe, like that's the sort
with
of
the sigils.
the sigils, the sigils.
The sigils.
Yeah, so you've got like the three races, I suppose, of people living within this empire. You've got the vampires, you've got the sigil marked, who are like the sort of magical, and then you've got the mundanes, who are like the normos, the humans. So there's all kind of like hierarchies and things within that, and it's just really interesting the way it all plays out and the way they all interact, and who, you know, the power struggle between them, and uprisings and blah blah blah. And with it being Roman Empire based, it's very much like about trials, like deadly trials. So that sort of trope is within it, and it's really good. The characters are really strong. The only thing I was like was, I've seen a lot of people say about, it's got like found families kind of trope.
Right.
And I didn't really get that as much. Like there's friendships and stuff within it, but it seems to go very quickly from we've just met, hi,
to a BFF.
to like, oh my God, I'd put my life on the line for you kind of thing. And I was like, I just didn't feel...
Is it spicy?
Yeah.
Quite spicy?
I'd give it, out of a 5 chili, I'd give it a 2 chili. So, but, however... So on that note, there's 2 kind of relationship elements within it. Oh. So you've got sort of a rekindled love, like a second chance romance type situation.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the kind of the main relationship storyline that plays out within this book. But there are very strong hints that there is going to be a sort of another romance storyline, a lot darker, a lot enemies to lovers, like that kind of situation. I don't know, because that wasn't really what played out in this book.
So how do you know? Because of socials?
No, because that it sort of gives you those hints that is going to come along. So the second book isn't out yet. It's out in January 2027, which I didn't realise. I finished the rest of that and I was like, right, on to the next one. And then it was like, no, actually, sorry, you can't.
Psych.
I know. So the next one isn't out until January 2027, and I was so ready for it. I was so ready to get onto it because I want to see where this relationship goes, because I think it's going to be a lot more interesting. But I will have to wait and see. I think it is available for pre-order in the UK. And I think you can...
You knowing all these bits and bobs.
Yeah, well, I follow the author now on... Sassia Stark is the author, and I follow her on social so that she's like, does all the announcements about when it's coming out.
Sassia, if you're watching, put us on the PR box.
Oh, yeah.
Put us on the PR list.
I mean, it's a bit pointless now because I've already revealed that I would buy it and read it. So.
Yeah, but that means you're true.
Yeah, I'm true.
You're
I am so true.
You're so true.
Come on, give me a PR box. I'm really true. But also because I've got the special edition one, which I got from the Spicy Librarian. I want the next one. I feel like the sprayed edges, it might continue.
If it doesn't,
they've missed a trick.
They've missed it, and that's going to really piss you off.
Yeah.
That is going to make you so sad if they don't.
They
have to. It has to go down.
Yeah. So really good. Really liked it. Really liked the style of the writing and the pace and everything like that. Sassia Stark has obviously got other books out of the series.
Yeah.
So
are you thinking about maybe delving into others?
Yeah, I might have a little dabble. Yeah, I might have a little look around and see what else is out there in the Sassia Stark world. Sassia Stark. And I gave it 4 stars out of 5. Yeah, that's what I've written down on my
Look at you.
card here.
Yeah, you've done really good.
Yeah.
And you've got a big old list.
I
to
have.
Get through.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want to go with one of yours next, because otherwise it will just be me talking for the first half an hour.
So I am still halfway through Iron Flame.
Okay.
Well, no, I am now halfway through Iron Flame.
And are you
That's
listening?
on Audible, yeah.
But you've also got the paperback as well.
I do, but I'm not reading it.
That's like a trophy book.
That's a trophy book. I mean, I did start reading it, but I moved to Audible.
That's right.
It is good. Oh, actually, I wrote it down because I felt very... What's the word? I felt very intimidated by your big old War and Peace that you've written on your cards. So I thought, well, I best write something down.
Well, do you know what, though? These are just some notes to remind me about the books, but it's like when you make notes for revision and stuff, and then you don't actually read them.
Oh, okay. Well, so I've written, isn't as good as the first one, which is what we all say. And I am still enjoying it, though. It is good, but it is just, I'm waiting for it to get there. I've got to the bit, spoilers, I've got past the bit now where everybody is back with the resistance.
Okay.
So Xaden's rescued her and she's brought half of the, what is it, whatever it is.
My throat just made a weird noise that you might have to try and cut out. Sorry, it was like a frog. Sorry.
I couldn't leave it.
Sorry.
Xaden's rescued her.
Yeah.
I can't
Sorry,
with
I got the giggles.
I can't with you. Okay. Xaden's rescued her.
Yeah. No, I'm just having a drink now. Xaden's rescued.
Okay.
Xaden's rescued her.
Xaden's rescued her, and she's brought half of like the squad people to be like, who wants to come fight with us? And then everybody's then gone. The mum had no idea, but has let her go, kind of thing. We've got to that bit now, and they're about to be under attack with the Phoenix people. You know, the Phoenix Riders. We're
the
there.
Wyverns.
Yeah. Phoenix? Griffins. The Griffins.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, like, they've buddied up with the Griffin Riders and they're all kind of training together to fight then the Wyvern situation. That's where I've got to. And it is good, but it is just...
Yeah, it stays on that bit of the storyline for quite a long time, doesn't it? And yeah, that was another one where with this found families thing and the relationships, like the friendships and stuff. Like I don't know, I didn't really get into that. I didn't believe it as much. Obviously, the relationship between like Xaden.
Well, I think the whole thing as well, like what her sister said when she went into the whole thing anyway was, don't make friends because everyone's going to die, whatever. And she's just gone, I'm going to make friends with everyone.
You want to be my best friend?
I'm going to be friends with everybody. And so then it's just like, I do get that. It's very quick.
Yeah, it's very quick, like the friendships that build up. And I don't know. Its focus is more on the relationship. What the hell was that?
I have no idea. Yeah, it was very quick. But so I do get what you mean about building the relationships very quickly. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like, what does it do that love bombing? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna continue with Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
I've already bought the Audible version of that because there was a sale. So I was like, quick, let's get that cheaply. So I've done that because I'm invested in the time. Like I've already put all the time in, so I need to know the story. I will watch the series.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be good. I think it'd be good visually to see it. But I just think to read it, it is a long slog.
And maybe as a series, it would be really good because obviously they'll have to cut bits out. So maybe it will be sort of a bit more fast paced and actually maybe that would work quite well. But I agree. But when I was reading it, I thought I maybe hadn't done it justice in the way that I was reading it because I was reading it in like lots of small little chunks just before I went to bed. And I thought maybe I'm just not building up the story enough to like... follow it through, so it feels like we're going back there and back there and back there, but obviously find the same thing.
Yeah.
What are you
I
giggling
love
about?
you about your frog again.
The frog in my throat. Sometimes that happens. It just goes...
Your next one.
My next one. Okay, so I read the first book of Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, it's called.
I can't believe you. Yeah.
Yeah, so by what I've now come to realise, they're called the Twisted Sisters. I didn't know that.
It's two authors.
It's two authors, Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. So I read it because you know what I'm like. I see the hype, I see everyone talking about it, and I think, I want to read that.
Yeah.
Didn't love it.
Yes.
Gave it a 2.5 star. Yeah.
Oh my Christ.
Yeah.
That's low for the investment that you're going to have to put in.
Yeah, well, that's if I finish the series. And
You think you'd DNF the series?
I don't know. Well, so with the Zodiac Academy, there's 9 main books, I think.
Yeah.
Then there's some 0.5s. So there's like a 4.5 kind of thing. And then there's a few spin-off series that are like different points of view or, you know, that sort of thing. So I think it can build up to like 26 or something. Quite a lot. So I'm not saying I'm definitely invested in reading all 26 books, but...
When are you going to find the time?
When am I going to find the time? It's a year's worth of work. But anyway, the reason I wasn't in love with it was because it's very much kind of like, there's a lot of like high school-y type tropes in there. So it's very much like bully romance sort of vibes, which I'm a bit like... I think maybe I'm just too far away from the academia thing now that it's just not something that interests me that much anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, come on, kids.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
There's a couple of interesting teachers in there, though. And just the way it's written as well.
Okay.
It's a little bit like, there was one thing that just sticks in my mind that gave me a real ick whilst I was reading it, which was they'd said, one of the characters said like, oh, you're going to ruin my street cred or something. And I was a bit like, oh, no one says that. Like, which, that's not a millennial thing. That's not yeah, but no one says that.
Maybe the Americans say it. Americans, let us know.
It's giving the vibe of like trying to write for somebody, a character.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Much younger. Like, it might be like, oh, that's what people think young people say, but it's really not.
This scared me.
I don't know. I was just...
Yeah, I go.
Anyway, so I was tapped out. Well, no, that's not true. After I'd read the first one, what I did like about it is I liked the like all the lure around it and like the magical world and that sort of thing. So, because there's a lot of elements to it. So there's lots of different orders.
Yeah.
So some are dragons, some are what else are they? Werewolves.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of different types of orders in this. And the two main characters, Tori and Darcy, they're sort of,
I completely forgot that was why we were like, oh my God, you need to get it. It's got my name in it. Okay, yeah.
But they're from the human world, and then they go into this sort of magical world because of their ancestry. They're actually sort of like in part of the royal bloodline, and they get brought back into the world. So they don't know anything about it. So as the reader, you're kind of learning a lot more about, you know, what elements do they sort of wield and what orders are they.
Oh, okay,
and,
so it's that kind of magic situation.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting the way it's like, it's a school and the lessons, the magic lessons and all that kind of thing. Like, it's quite fun and quite interesting to sort of get to grips with all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, the high school tropes put me off a little bit, I would say. But the immediate feeling I had after I finished it was like, oh yeah, I'd be interested to read the second one because there's a lot
So it's clawed you back.
Well, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Right,
like you don't. Okay. There's a lot that you want to find out that you don't. So it very much feels like it's one of a series. It's not like there aren't a lot of complete arcs in that first one. In fact, I can't even really think of any. So you don't really get to the bottom of anything. So you kind of, if you want to get to the bottom of some of those storylines, you do need to carry on. So, and we put something on TikTok or Instagram, didn't we? Or I did, saying, should I carry on with it? And we got so much engagement on that post because everyone was like, you've got to carry on with it, you've got to read it, it gets so much better, the writing improves. So I was like, okay. So I've bought the second one now.
Yes, you have.
After giving it 2.5 stars, it's now on my shelf in my TBR. So that was my second one. Have you got another one that you want to tell?
I do.
Show and tell.
I am 100 pages out of finishing In the Veins of the Drowning by Callie Cassidy.
Nice. And you wanted to choose that one because it was like a sirens one.
Yes, but it's not sirens in the sense of like mermaids. It's sirens is in the traditional sense, because there's a whole lore about sirens that I had no idea about, as how they were like winged creatures.
Oh.
There's a whole thing. Anyway, and it is good. It's very fast paced. But the one thing that is annoying me a little bit is that I keep getting blue balls.
Oh, really?
It's a lot of, we're going to do it. And then literally, like in one scene, cold water splashes over them.
Okay.
Just before they're going to, they were going to bonk.
Okay.
But it keeps happening. And so, you know, we're like, please.
Too much.
For the love of God, just do it.
Just do it. We all need to get this out of our systems. We need to get this out,
because it's like, we're going to do this. And then somebody will say something stupid, and then it will call off. And then they get interrupted, and then they get caught. And then, you know, we're like, can you just do it, please? Yeah. Because I am just getting too many blue balls. I get it for a bit, but there's just too much.
Okay.
So basically, the whole sort of storyline, without too many spoilers, is that she is the FMC, who's called Imogen.
Nice.
Yeah, she's called Imogen. Is basically a siren, but she's in disguise.
Like a human disguise.
She's like in hiding.
Okay.
Because everybody in this particular land that she's in is hunting the sirens, and they cut off the wings and whatever. Then a whole big hoo-ha happens. They can then basically the humans, there's a way for them to like basically suck their power out, like kind of like how in Fourth Wing when they channel the powers of the dragons for their thingy, the humans can do that through a blood bond.
Oh, I see. So they can get the sirens' power.
They can get the sirens' power. Big old hoo-ha happens. There's a king who's coming to visit this other king. That king's like, I'm going to suck all your power out. She runs away to this other king, and he's trying to help her because and there's a whole thing that goes on. It's very fast paced. A lot has happened. I'm not really doing the storyline justice, but she then does a blood bond with this other king to escape her original home that she was in. Right.
Sorry,
you did it again.
No, I couldn't like get my swallow going for some reason. I was just sitting there with the tea in my mouth for ages, and it just suddenly went.
This whole podcast would be really
sorry.
Yeah, basically there's a whole big hoo-ha, and for her to escape where she was, she has to do a blood bond with this other younger, more attractive guy.
What a shame.
King, what a shame. And it's basically they've got this like deal, and he's like, yeah, I'll do the blood bond with you, and then we'll sever it because you can sever the blood bonds, and then you can help me, I'll help you, because he wants her to do this thing with a prophecy, blah blah blah.
And is he the main love interest?
He's the main love interest, and so but for this whole book, it's them blue balling each other.
Right, because that's a lot of content for.
That's a lot of blue balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of things that's going on within it as well. I've only just sort of done the main thing. But it's a lot of like, the blood bond makes them basically like, it's sort of like mates in ACOTAR, where it's like, you just want to bonk all the time and you're obsessed with each other.
Yeah.
But because they don't want to bonk, but they do, is a whole thing. Because if they bonk, they seal the bond. So once you've like bonked, apparently it's harder to like sear it.
That's it. That's like the done deal.
Yeah.
Got you.
And that's basically kind of what we're doing. And it is really good, but I just really want them to do it.
Yeah, because there's not much left there now.
There isn't.
There's only 100 pages, you said, and I mean, that's a lot of content if you're saying that's just the main storyline. And
yeah, there's all sorts of things going on. There's like other queens, and there's other like witches and things. It is really good. Like if you want like a fast-paced book, after you've read like a really long series, I would recommend this because it is good.
Is it a standalone?
No, I do think it's actually a series, but a lot has happened in a short space of time. It's not a Sarah J. Maas faff about and then a 100-page sprint. A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah.
But the thing, I think it's got a lot of like the yearning trope.
Yeah.
But it's just too much.
Okay.
It's too much because I just need them to. Because there's been like 3 times where they've nearly done it, and then either they get interrupted through one way or another, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Can we just?
Okay. Because then, like, once that's happened, it's almost then leads the way to then more relationship building and stuff after that, which you kind of at that, it's not moving on because they keep. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like it's good though. It sounds like it's worth a go. Would you recommend it to a friend?
I would recommend to a friend. It is good. It's definitely a change of pace from the phase and everything that I was reading.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted,
and that is what I wanted. So I would
got what you wanted.
Definitely continue with the series. But it's really good.
Excellent. Well, glad to hear it.
So there you go.
Right, on to my next one.
How
I'll
many
do the
have you
next
got?
one as a double. I got 3 more. What?
I've literally not even finished anything.
I was on holiday for a week and went to St Ives, Cornwall. Loved it, best time ever. Weather was mixed, so we did spend quite a bit of time reading, which was great.
Oh, okay.
Because my next 2, get ready for it, are the first 2 Crescent City books. Both of them,
you
900.
physically read them.
I physically read on my Kindle.
Yeah, but as in you didn't audio it.
Oh no, I didn't audio those ones. The 2 Crescent City books, the first 2 of 3. So we've got House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath, obviously both by our favourite Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to get on these and kind of get them read was because lots of people, including you, have said, these need to be read before.
Because it intertwines,
Yeah, the ACOTAR 6.
Oh my God, so you've got to the bit where it intertwines.
The very last bit of Sky and Breath.
It went...
I knew they were like, these characters came out and they were, you know, they were talking this weird language and there was two and they were like looking quite royal. And I was like, oh my God, it's Ruth Hanna Bader. I know him. Santa, I know him. So that was like, oh my God. And that's the end of Sky and Breath.
Yeah.
And I think there's always a bit of a cliffhanger with these. It's very much similar to
Mr. Fury.
Yeah, and well, I was going to say the Throne of Glass series as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what really keeps you going with those books. It's like there's
the cliffhangers.
Cliffhangers at the end that make you want to go on to the next one. So very much the same with
you enjoying
Sky and Breath. Really enjoying it, especially Earth and Blood, the first one.
Yeah, it's good.
I really enjoyed the fact that it's like a modern
You enjoyed
setting.
that?
Yeah, I really do. And I actually think that overall I would definitely want to read more of like the modern fantasy set in the modern world. I gave that a 5-star read.
Really?
Yeah, and I think part of the reason is because I was prepared for it.
Yeah.
As in, people had told me
it's heavy world
when I say
building.
people had told me, you had told me that it's heavy world building. There's a lot of characters, a lot of places, a lot of like unfamiliar sort of things that you've got to get to grips with. So I was like, as soon as I came across something that I didn't know, I was like looking it up, looking at the maps. I was like reading this, get my phone out. Who's this? If I didn't remember something, I didn't think, oh, I'll just move past it. I was like, no, I do need to understand what that is. So I did quite a lot of that at the beginning of the book. So by the time I got into it, I really
kind of knew it.
Yeah, I understood who the characters were and stuff. So I think that really helped. The world building was easier, I found, because it was just more familiar with it being a more modern setting. So I didn't struggle with it too much. But I really liked it. I really liked the FMC, the MMC. I think the FMC here is like, she's so Bryce. She's such a strong female character, but not in a sort of a bratty kind of way, in like a very much justified way. You know, she's got her flaws, she makes mistakes.
She's been through trauma.
Yeah, exactly. But, and you know, she's got a job. There's all this stuff that's going on. And she's like, oh, I've actually got to go to work now. I'm like, I can relate to that, you know? I love the relationship. There is a lot of kind of, are they going to? Oh, no, they won't. Oh, are they going to now? Oh, no, they don't.
And once they've done it, they don't stop.
Once you pop, you just can't stop. Really like that. And just like all of the characters really in this one, I felt they were there for a reason. They all had something to offer. The relationship between them felt more real. You could believe it more, and I just really enjoyed it. 5 stars, no notes. Well, lots of notes. I've actually written quite a few notes here, but no notes for the author.
No notes for the author. And you're enjoying Sky and Breath? Yes,
I've given that a 4.5 just because I feel like it's not new now.
Yeah.
So I already kind of know what to expect from the world and the magic, the nuances of the magic system. So I've kind of got that. The one thing also with both of the books I really, really liked is the fact that it's not battles and war, and I know there is a bit of that.
Yeah.
But it's more about like solving a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find that really interesting because it allows for more like twists and turns and like unexpected things. Whereas if it's just like there's going to be a war, prepare for the war, learn how to fight. It's kind of like it's going to end in a war.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you don't quite know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I thought, oh yeah, that's the sort of thing that I actually do really like to read, where it's more of a mystery, and would really recommend, but go into it with your eyes open and make sure that you do know who the characters are and how they relate to each other.
Yeah.
Try and take the time to kind of process that properly, because then you'll enjoy it a lot more. This is not for you. I know you've already read it.
But this is for you.
For you, if you haven't read it.
And the listeners on Spotify.
So we're definitely going to carry on with the third one.
Yeah.
But they are big. So
They're chunky girls.
I've taken a little break.
They're thick like Bryce's thighs.
Yes.
Because she's a thick girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's also what I quite like, is that she wasn't portrayed as like a petite, skinny little, like she is on
Yeah.
purpose is supposed to be quite like a strong.
Yeah, she's got
a
a
strong
healthy
girl.
BMI.
She does have a healthy
That's
BMI.
what we like in our FMCs.
She does. She has a healthy BMI. She goes to the gym. She does her dancing. She has
Yeah.
a great time.
Yeah, I do like the worlds where there's different types of races and species and characters within it. So you've got like the shifters, and you've got like the fae, and you've got the angels and all that.
Yeah.
Like I quite like that as well. I've
Anyway,
got one more.
Your last one.
My last one. So this is a real wild card. So it's right here with us. It's here in the room with us. A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain.
I love that name.
Opal Rain. So I'd love to know if that's actually her name or if it's a pen name, but great name.
This book was recommended by your new friend.
By my new friend. Hi, Amy, if you're listening. So I met a friend called Amy in a bookshop that I went to recently on the Wirral, which we're going to talk a bit more about in a later podcast, I think, but it was called Paper and Word Fantasy Bookshop. Great bookshop. Anyway, so that's where I picked this up. That's where I met Amy, and she was just browsing, and I was like, have you read any of these books? We were in the dark romance section.
Yeah.
And she picked this one out. She was like, you've got to read this. She was like, the main character is a real cinnamon roll, is how she described him. And looking at the front cover, which if you can put a little picture on in the...
Yeah, I'll put her.
You wouldn't think that based on that, but she was absolutely right. So I read it because I was like...
She's heavy.
Yeah. I was like, you obviously love it for a reason, and I'm going to give it a go. So I got through it really quickly. This is a 500-page book. I read it in about 4 nights.
Damn, girl.
I know, but it's not an easy read, as in like, you know, it's not like a low reading. There's 2 characters. There's 2 main characters.
There's a lot. Yeah.
And the main characters, the relationship between the 2 main characters is the whole plot, basically. So there's not a huge amount of world building. There's not a huge amount of like complex magic system or anything like that. It's about the relationship between Rhea and Orpheus. So Orpheus is he's called a Dusk Walker.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't read that. That's a spoiler. Oh no, not that. That's the ISBN number. You can read that. Don't read the spoilers. Don't read the trigger warnings.
Why?
Well, because they are a bit of a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
And it even says that on it.
How can you... But people need to read the trigger warnings.
Yeah, if you actually have a trigger, then you need to read the warning.
Okay.
If you just want to know what's in it, like you, then don't read it because it's a spoiler.
Okay. Sorry, carry on.
So the reason I got through it so quickly is because it's just so easy to follow. And
oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's the 2 characters, and for the first 3/4 of the book, or 2/3 of the book, they're in the same location as well. So it's purely about them.
Yeah.
And so she's a human. He's a kind he's a dusk walker, which is like an evolved kind of demon.
Okay.
And he basically is lonely. He's really lonely, and I don't know if he's immortal. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But he's lived for a long old time.
Yeah.
And he's really lonely. Every 10 years he takes a human offering from a local village and takes him back to his house. All the humans are like, well, obviously it's to eat them. But his intention is he just wants a friend.
Okay.
Sometimes he does eat them.
Oh.
But he can't help it.
He can't help eating.
He can't help. He's got instincts.
He's hungry.
You know, if they run away, he sees something run, he wants to chase it and eat it. Bit like little Scampy here.
Okay,
Cinnamon roll at rest,
Yeah.
but can be a bit of a demon.
Yeah.
It's just really fun to read, and it's from both perspectives as well. So it's written from her perspective, and then it switches and it's his perspective and like what they think of each other. He is trying his absolute best to make things as comfortable and nice as possible for her, so she wants to stay. So he tries to make his home really nice, give her everything she wants, like make it just really pleasant, and he's really trying hard. And she's all confused about like, well, but you're a demon. Why are you being nice to me, sort of thing. And there's a few other characters involved as well, but it's mostly about them. There's a romance element to it,
Yeah.
which is a bit odd. as you would imagine, because of the nature of the two characters.
Yeah.
So I would say it was a three chili out of 5.
So it's the spiciest you've read, do you reckon?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, I would say.
First dark romance?
Yeah, but I was saying this to Matt before. It is a dark romance, and that's the section that it was in the shop as well. But it's not that dark. Like, it was set in a dark setting, so it was, you know, they're in a place where there's demons and that kind of thing. And he is obviously a demon, but he's really nice.
Yeah, but he's kidnapped her.
Yeah, but the humans were horrible to her in her city, in her village where they live. They weren't
saving her.
Yeah, they weren't nice to her. She was like locked away, and they were like, if you don't go with him, you're just going to be in jail forever anyway. So you're going to have to go. I think it's worth a read.
I do want to read it.
I've recommended it to Isha, but I've recommended it to our friend who has just read Alchemized. So I recommended it. I think it would be a good hangover cure because it's lighter, but it's still got that sort of romantic-y, dark romance energy. It's so hard to describe why it's good because it sounds.
I do want to read it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why maybe we need to wait is because we have our brand new TBR wheel, which is here. We have decided to get a TBR wheel.
This is so exciting.
It's so exciting because I think our main thing was that we have had so many recs from everybody. We've seen so many things on social media. Sometimes we just need to be guided because there's too many things.
Yes.
So what we have done is we have put it on our socials and we did get a couple of recommendations.
Yeah, thank you for the recommendations. We've put them on.
So, so we got things like Phantasma was recommended, Love Hypothesis was recommended, and a couple of authors were recommended, like the Frida McFadden stuff. So that's the lady who wrote The Housemaid. And so, we're pretty excited. Yeah. And then we decided to also add in books that you and I generally just want to read.
Yeah, things that the both of us want to read, because we're both going to choose from here, aren't we?
Yeah. And then we've also added in like a co-host choice. So if it lands on that when Hannah spins it, I then get to choose her next her next book that she's going to read. So, and we have also maybe put in a couple of wild cards.
Would you like to tell everyone about the wild cards?
There are some books that you and I just, we're just little curious cats.
Yeah, you and I, or
you and I. It was your idea, but
okay. Well, we've basically done one wild card each then, because this was your wild card.
My wild card is Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Yes.
And
why have you chosen that?
I'm just so interested. I'm so intrigued. And then your wild card was Mountain Daddy, which you saw at the Spicer Librarian, and I just feel like we just need to see what it is.
There was 3 of them, wasn't there? Mountain Daddy, Mountain Grump, and what was the third one? Mountain. There was another one. Anyway.
Yeah.
We need to read them. They just looked really funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting is a word.
So, do you want to go first to choose your next, as you're ready for your next book?
Well, I finished Soul to Keep last night, so I do, as of right this very second, need a new book.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm nervous. Should I hold it back like that and then I'm going to spin it? Ready?
Yeah, hold on, wait a sec. Yes, but before you do, what we are going to do is when one of these gets off, I
don't think we should use that turn of phrase.
When we take one of these off, because we're then now reading it, if you guys let us know in the comments what we should replace that space with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. Right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm actually really nervous.
It's going to land on something really weird.
No! Oh my God!
It's landed on Morning Glory.
No! I don't want to take this away from you because I know that you really wanted to read it. Well, you can still read it. Oh, God. Okay. Well,
that's it.
I've got to do it.
That's yours.
I've got to do it.
And as I am 100 pages away from finishing, I'm going to do mine.
Oh, my God. Right. I want you to get Mountain Daddy so much. Let's leave that one on there because you might get it as well.
Yeah. Oh, God. I've not done that very well. It's not very...
Mountain Daddy. This could not have worked out better.
Perfect. So both our wild cards.
That's so funny. Okay. Well, we've got to do it. We can't swap.
It's a sign, we've got to leave it.
We can't swap. We've got to do it.
So there we go. We have 2 spaces now left.
Yeah, what could possibly top that?
What could top it?
Let us know, because we need to fill it. Like, we like the wild cards. Like, this is going to be fun.
Well, this is the whole point of it.
Yeah, this is the whole point of it. Things that we might not have.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all that we might not have read, because there's some on there that we do want to read.
Tom's going to be like, what the hell is this book?
Well, what do you think Matt's going to think?
I'm excited.
Right, this is definitely a Kindle one.
Yeah. Now that I've got my Kindle actually back, that maybe I'll need to put it on my Kindle.
You're not going to display that one.
No, because I'll have my bookshelf on display at work. Behind me. It's behind me. I can't have... People will see like the colourful bits and go, oh, look, books. If I've got Mountain Daddy on the spine, they'll be like, what is that? Like,
yeah.
Oh, funny. How exciting.
Well, that worked out brilliantly.
Just let us know what we need to add on. So we need 2 new choices that will go on to our T-Bell wheel for next time.
For next time, yeah. We'll see where we're at. We'll see where we're at if we're ready for another
perfect
delve.
That's pretty much all we have now, but do you want to introduce this next clip that you guys are going to watch?
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, or a little bit, a
while ago.
months ago now, I got one of my oldest friends, or my actual oldest friend, Charlotte, to read ACOTAR. She is an avid reader. She reads a lot. She reads a lot of fantasy. So I think we can call her an expert reader, an expert fantasy reader. So we wanted to get her opinion on ACOTAR, the first one, and she gave it to us.
And so that's what you'll see now.
Cut to BT.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to Two Girls One Plot. I'm Hannah. This is Charlotte/Charlie.
Hi.
Darcy's not here today because we're doing a little one-on-one interview, and this will be part of our normal podcast. So, Charlotte, I'm going to call you Charlotte because that's what I always call you.
You're allowed to.
But known as Charlie to everyone else.
Yeah, only Hannah and her family can call me Charlotte because you've known me forever.
Forever. So I've known Charlotte's my oldest friend. I've known you for over 34 years. Literally since before we learnt to read, actually.
Yeah. We don't ever know... We never remember not knowing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. So forever and ever, Charlotte's my oldest friend and also probably my friend that's the biggest into reading. You're an avid reader. You read like... What?
A lot.
How many?
I think when I sent you the stats from my Kindle, there was one year it was like 190 books.
Yeah.
But that was a bit extreme.
That was a lockdown year.
That was a lockdown year. So normally somewhere between 50 to 100 a year.
So it's safe to say you're an avid reader. So I asked Charlotte to read ACOTAR as a person that is familiar with reading and has some good opinions, but hadn't read ACOTAR, interestingly.
No. So the reason for that is I have Kindle Unlimited and have done for years because I read so much it was getting quite expensive. So they're not free on Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
So I tend to stick to the ones that are free.
Included, yeah. Makes sense.
So I've actually read the first of the Crescent City books because they had a sale on and it was free.
Okay.
And then the other 2 hadn't come out yet. When they did come out, I was like, yeah, I need to read them. But I was like, well, I've got all these free books in my backlog that I need to get through. And I never got around to finishing a series, but I did really like the first one in the Crescent City.
Did you? Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that actually. So I've done the order of reading ACOTAR first. Now I'm reading Throne of Glass, and then I'll come to Crescent City. But that's more like modern day.
Yeah, I don't know if they're meant to be in the same universe, but they do not feel like they're in the same universe. It's definitely more modern urban fantasy is what I'd call it. It's a lot more fast-paced. Mm-hmm. It's kind of straight into the action.
Right.
Very different vibe. When I read it, I didn't realise whether I was meant... There were other books that the author had read that you might want to read first. It was free, I read it. It happens. So it was only after people started talking about ACOTAR, I realised, I think you told me, you're like, oh, you've started with that and not with the first series. And I was like, I didn't know there was a first series.
Well, I think from what I've heard, Crescent City and ACOTAR are more closely linked than ACOTAR and Throne of Glass series. Yeah. So I think there is some character crossover that you wouldn't know about yet. Because I think it's characters from later books in ACOTAR.
Yeah, there was mention of like characters and names that weren't really necessarily relevant to this. They're kind of mentioned. I was like, am I meant to know who these people are?
Okay.
Are they like sort of figures in, it's like well-known figures, and I was like, I don't know who this is. And I think that might make sense if I'd have read the other books. I might know who they were referring. I mean, I read these books like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So I don't exactly remember everything, but I did really enjoy it. So when you asked me to read ACOTAR, I was like, oh, I know the author's good, great. You did pre-warn me and say it's maybe not the best book in the series.
The first one, yeah.
And it's a building book, or a foundation book, where it sets out like sort of the foundation, the world, the universe that these characters are going to be in. But it was a bit too much building. Like it was chapter 32, 33, it actually got interesting.
Yeah.
Which is like the majority of the way through the book. And then just as it gets interesting, it ends. So that was, like I've seen and obviously read loads of books where they've got to do a lot of world building. It just seemed a bit too slow. It was really good. And like she's a great writer. She really like drags you into the scene and the emotions and like her way of describing the environment is really good. But it was just a bit too much compared to if the rest of the book, the action bit at the end had been dragged out a bit longer, it probably would have felt more balanced.
Yeah, and I think you're right. So I think that's quite a common conception for like most people of how they interpret that first book. So it is definitely, it's a builder. You kind of need the world, you need to kind of understand it. It's not like the most complex magic system, but still it's kind of getting to know the characters and that sort of thing. I think it is a bit of a gateway into fantasy and romancy for a lot of people. So I think that's probably why partly she spends quite a lot of time. I
think, if you are starting, you've never read a book with like fae in it or that kind of fantasy, it's a good sort of book for that.
Yeah.
But as someone who's well familiar with the genre, I was like, right, get on with it, please.
Yeah, well, and that's why I wanted to get your opinion on it, because I know your main genre, or one of your main genres that you enjoy, is sort of fantasy.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, different types of, whether it's fantasy, romantic fantasy, like, or just straight up fantasy, like big epic fantasies. I do read them occasionally. So yeah, and also sci-fi as well. I like sci-fi. Anything that's not real. I like reality, but it has to be more murder mystery.
Yeah.
Or like biker gangs.
Biker gangs.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's reality.
Some sort of element of violence or something action. If it's just a plain rom-com, I read a lot of them when I was younger. I read all like the Bridgerton books, went through a whole phase of all the sort of oldie romancy books, like the Highlander ones, and I do enjoy them occasionally, but I find them a bit boring now. I want more plot, more excitement, more defeating bad guys rather than, oh no, I sprained my ankle falling off a horse and got stuck in the rain. Like, it has its place, and sometimes I will be like, okay, I've read a bit too much dark stuff. Let's go read a light rom-com.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice. So are you planning to read the rest of the series of ACOTAR?
Well, only because you said it's good. But if I had picked this book up and hadn't heard the hype about the next few, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I've got so many other books to read in my backlog that I'd be like, I'd read them first. It was a good book, but it didn't, by the end of the book, I was like, do I really care about these characters? Do I want to see where this goes? Like, there are other books I've read that have sort of pulled me in more.
Yeah.
I was reading one the other day. I'll check my Kindle later and see what it's called. I'm so terrible at book names. And it had the opposite problem almost, where it was really fast paced, but at the end, it really made you want to read the next book. I was instantly like, oh good, thank God the second book's out, I can read it. And then the third book isn't out yet, so I was a bit annoyed about that. But that one was like, I really wanted to read the next. This one, I kind of finished it and I was like, oh, that was nice, but I could read the next one, I might not.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think the characters, I just didn't really get too drawn to them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the characters, because the other thing is you're not big on social media, are you? No. You're not a big social media user, and I think for us,
TikTok.
No, you're not on TikTok. But for me and Darcy, that was that fed into it more. So like for me, I saw so many people putting things on about like, oh, I wish I could go back and read this series for the first time. And I thought, well, I could read it for the first time. And so, there was so much hype about it. And so you kind of get into that hype that's sort of why you wanted to carry on with it. But you obviously haven't been influenced by that.
I think if you're new to reading romantasy and fantasy, it's a good book. I would be like, if I was new to it and I'd not read a billion other books that would kind of like it. It's not particularly new. Like for me, like there's loads of high fae stories, you know, girl/boy, you know, ends up angering the fae, gets dragged into their realm. It's all political, and do they lie, do they not? It's all sort of manipulation and these kind of court vibes. I've read these before.
You've kind of been there.
So it had to stand out a bit more to me, and I just wasn't that invested in it. They kind of, some of the characters annoyed me a bit.
Can I ask you, first of all, so again, this is a social media thing, I think, but what was your opinion of the surreal?
We were debating this because I got confused with the other one. The surreal's the one that she traps and like he sort of spills the tea.
Yeah, so you're thinking of the ACOTAR, I think, the bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy that was like invisible.
Yeah.
And like kind of dragged us through the caves at the...
Yeah, so we're not talking about that.
One.
No.
I got confused between the two. Like, very different characters.
We're talking about our beloved surreal.
Yeah, because you were like, let's have tea with the surreal. I was like, I don't think I'd want tea.
Yeah. So I think what's happened here is on social media, something maybe unintentional that maybe Sarah J. Maas hadn't intended, but the surreal has become like sort of the best friend.
Yeah, the gossipy gay best friend.
Yeah, the gossipy best friend that you just want to spill the tea with.
Which he did spill those secrets like way too quickly.
He couldn't resist.
And I was like, he really wanted her to get this message.
Yeah.
There was no like really fighting, no trying to trick around it. He wanted to keep talking. I got that vibe, and I was like, okay, interesting character.
He just loves the tea.
And I was like, she's gone all this way to like trap him and blah blah blah. And it was just like really friendly and gossipy. I was like, oh, I was expecting a bit more.
He was like, no, I'll go on then.
Yeah. It was like, oh no, oh hang on, yeah, actually, sit down.
Yeah,
let me tell you all that. Yeah.
Well, I think you should read the second book just for more surreal.
Okay, cool. I will do.
Yeah, I want to see what you think.
I mean, I think I will read the second book just because I've got a few predictions where I think it's going to go. I've got predictions where I want it to go.
Oh, go on. I want to hear your predictions because you, again, haven't been influenced by social media. The second book's my favourite, by the way.
So they dropped this thing in the book where it's like, oh, you know, they sort of mate for life or there's political marriages. And then right at the end, I can't pronounce his name. Rhysand. Yeah, Rhysand. I kept wanting to call him Rhysand and then they called him Rhys.
We've done a whole thing on this because Darcy couldn't get that.
I'm the same with, I just... Like, oh my God, when we first read Harry Potter, Hermione, and no one ever had said the name Hermione to me before. So for like the first 5 years, my family didn't read Harry Potter. I read it first. And I was like, Hermione in my head. And everyone was like, Hermione. I was like, I didn't know this, guys. So yeah, Rhysand. Mm-hmm. There's like a moment where he like looks surprised and I was like, oh, they're going to be like fated mates or something. Or like he's going to feel some sort of mate bond and blah. Okay. So I was like, maybe that's going to be... Which will be more exciting for Feyre.
Mm-hmm. Feyre.
Names.
Yeah.
Because, Tamlin's a bit rubbish. He's strong in body and warrior skills and weak in mind and emotional intelligence.
Yeah, okay.
I don't find that attractive. What I would like to see... So I think Feyre is going to have like sparks flying with Rhysand.
Okay.
And then kind of realise maybe that Tamlin's a bit of a toxic relationship because he was manipulating her the whole time. He was really shit at the end when she's going through all these trials and he's just sat there like, ooh, just like, the only thing he could do is sit there and like not pull a face or react.
Yeah,
and I was
grow
like,
up, Tamlin.
That was just pathetic. Is that all you can do? You're meant to be this mighty warrior. You're a leader of your people, and that's the best you could come up with. Like his little best friend. Winston L. Lucian. He did more. And I was like, dude, and actually the only one thing he did was he tried to make out with her in like an alcove and essentially put them both at risk. I was like, that was really fucking stupid, really selfish. Like, what the fuck was that about? It made no sense. I was like, absolutely not. And I get that she got there thinking that she loved him and that's why she wanted to enter trap. By the end of that, I'd have been like, actually, I've gone through all this effort. I'd have fallen out of love with him throughout that trial. I'd have been like, they've got some serious like relationship issues they now need to sort out. She's going to have some serious mental health issues from killing people and like all that trauma. And I don't think the Fae realm has psychiatrists.
They've got healers, but I feel like they need
this is
mental health first aiders.
I would actually really love to see a book where someone is writing from the perspective of like the psychiatrists or counsellors or whatever that have to help all these heroes and main characters with their emotional trauma that they pick up throughout these books. I would love to see like the aftermath of like all the relationship counselling everyone has to get because they fell in love on a war zone and like don't actually know how to function as a normal couple when the outside of that would be quite fun. Anyway,
That'd be interesting. But just
sidetracked. Yeah, he was a bit rubbish.
Yeah, he was a bit. So well, it sounds like you've got a measure of the characters. So and it's interesting to hear you talk about that without having the outside influence. So good to know. On that note, slightly of what you were just talking about, were there any other perspectives in the book that you would have liked to kind of hear more of? Because it is something you will find in the later books in the series is that you do get the perspectives of different characters.
Yeah, I want to know what's going through Rhysand's head.
Rhysand, yeah.
Yeah. Because he seems more interesting. Like he was playing the bad guy, but then kind of helping, but then also trying to rile Tamlin up, which wasn't. I mean, at least there's something.
We weren't
going
mad
on.
about that.
No. So he's interesting. I kind of want to know what he's thinking, what his perspective of others is. I'd also like the friend Lucien.
Yeah.
He's a bit more interesting as well. I feel like I want to know a bit more about his story. I don't know if he's going to feature much. I know, and I have heard about this because obviously it focuses more on her sister, the one that begins with N.
Nesta.
She's a bit of a bitch, a bit selfish. So it'll be interesting to see if she does have a good redemption arc and an excuse for being a bit rubbish, really. Like, and also Feyre, she's got a lot of growing to do. I think I mentioned this to you. Where I think the story's going to go. It's going to be about her relationship with Tamlin or Rhysand, and she's going to get stuck in these court politics and stuck between two men and love triangle, whatever. Don't care. I want her to like be a strong, independent woman and realise that she doesn't need these men in her life. She's actually back in her family. She's a bit of a wet lettuce, but she actually had all the power in that house. She fed them. She made sure they survived, and they treated her like shit, and she let them. Quite frankly, she should have been the one calling the shots in the house, and she wasn't. And then it's the same when she goes to the court and all this stuff. She's now got a lot more power, especially now that she's Fae. She's got all this power, and she's in a unique position where she was human. She's essentially saved them all, along with Rhysand. And I just worry she's going to get stuck in a little corner.
Yeah, she has the potential.
She has the potential to like be a real good political power, and like also help fix relationships between human and Fae, seeing as she was human, now she's Fae. She can show both sides that they're not all that bad. There's also this guy over in the other kingdom causing havoc that needs defeating, I assume. So that...
Got to deal with that.
But yeah, I worry that she's going to get so caught up in this relationship trouble that she's going to be a bit useless. So she needs to step up her game and realise that she actually has power. She needs to claim that power and do something with it. Rather than worry about men.
Interesting.
I would like to see, and this is, so I read a lot of not just straight fantasy, but gay fantasy and like all sorts of situations, like not just, so you can get like, you know, your thruples, your other more complex relationships with many characters. You know, there's like trans and non-binary characters that I quite enjoy as well. So I think because I've read so much of the classic fantasy, one year I got a bit fed up and started going into the realms of other possibilities, all the LGBT friendly plus kind of ones as well. And now I kind of mix it up a bit. So I actually read probably more gay fantasy now because I got fed up of all the straight fantasy. It was the same. It was like, you know, young woman finds 200-year-old elf, and you know, I was like, right, okay, that's it. So I switched over and got down that. So what I would like to see is Tamlin needs to grow up as well, and he needs someone to sort of take him under their wing. So I was like, Rhysand's kind of got this daddy vibe, this bad daddy, and I'm like, as soon as like Tamlin like knelt for Rhysand, I was like, and there's going to be I bet there's a load of gay fanfic out there for those two.
There probably is. Someone's written that.
He does give me like sort of like low emotional intelligence, bratty sub vibes. Where he's kind of acting as a bit of a bully, a bit grumpy because he doesn't know how to deal with his own emotions. And I feel like a good daddy would sort that out.
He needs
he needs a bit of a dom to sort of sort him out. And I feel like there must be loads of fanfic out there about that. And then that leaves Feyre to go off and do her own thing and be a strong, independent woman.
We are waiting for the 6th book, and so it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people have sort of asked for that, maybe they have.
Maybe,
they have now. So, but if not, I'm very, very sure that probably exists somewhere out there on the internet.
Because he's not a good leader. He needs some teaching, that guy.
Well, from what you said, I think you actually will enjoy the rest of the series. I can't promise everything that you've requested is going to be in there, but considering also we've got the 6th book hopefully coming out at some point in the future, I think you will be more satisfied with the rest of the books.
Okay.
So stick with it.
I will stick with it.
Stick with it.
You did promise to go, so I'm going to stick with it. I'll let you know. I'll send you my reviews.
So the 2nd book is my favourite, but I like the sort of the kind of the worlds, the scenes, the characters, that side of things. But I think quite a lot of people like, I think the 2nd to last book, that was Darcy's favourite.
How many books are there? 4?
5.
5. Oh.
Yeah, there's 5 in that series. There's a 6th one coming out at some point, and then there's more in Throne of Glass, which I also think you will enjoy.
That's the middle series, and then it's the Crescent City.
Yeah, there's different orders that you can read them, and they're not like super, super closely linked that you have to stick to a certain order.
I still don't understand how, like, the Feyre books are linked to Crescent City, because to me they just felt very different.
Yeah,
so I'm interested to see what that link is.
Yes, I think it's a character link. See what you say. I haven't read Crescent City yet, but I'll get there. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your opinions. And if you do read the rest of it, then perhaps we can get a little update as to how you're getting on and what you think.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for joining me, us, everyone out there, and we'll take you back to the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed our little chit chat with Charlotte.
I know, she wasn't there.
Yeah, she's got some really good insights and things. So I'm going to see if she'll I think she might have read a few more of the series since we last spoke. So we'll see if we can get an update.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what we got on for today.
Yes. Yep. So we'll be back in a few weeks. See how we got on with these.
I know, I'm so excited for the update. And don't forget, you can follow us on all our social media, which I'll link down below. We are on Instagram, TikTok, I was going to say Facebook and MySpace, but we're not on Facebook.
Bebo. Yeah.
We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Spotify.
We are. And YouTube Shorts.
And YouTube Shorts. I'll put all the links in the description bar below. And don't forget, we do have Paper and Friends, which is our little calligraphy business, what Hannah does.
And let us know about our TBRs.
Yes. Comment down below what we should put on our little TBR wheel. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.